Hello, it's Greg Allison, Green Greg's, coming to you on the 14th of January, 2021. Time on deck is 20:48 hours. And I got to tell you right now, I just did a video on Iran and the possibility of war with them coming up within just days. And that's real. See that video. And right now, the civil strife in this country is out the roof. And there's a lot of stuff going on. I've mentioned this in previous videos, but my friends, there are potential for protests, potentially riots or worse, in our state capitals and in the capital of DC on Inauguration Day. So the state capitol events will be mostly out this weekend, and then the state and the U.S. Capitol at DC, we're talking about on the 20th. Stay away. Now I'm going to go all into that, but my friends, right now we are seeing tension in this country that is unlike anything we've ever known before. Since 1860s, when in this country we had a war. And guys, it's a real sad thing that we've got to this point, and I hope that we can find a way to reach out across the aisle to other people and build some peace and build some bridges. But right now, what you need to know is you need to stay clear. I always tell you, keep your eyes wide open and head on a swivel, and I'll bring you these news and reports to enable you and to help you to keep your eyes open and head on a swivel. But it's a proposition this channel to help you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. So we're bringing you this stuff, and I'll bring you other videos. I got videos about how to eat in the weeds and the trees, how to grow your own food and worms, and many other things like that. So then that helps you on the survive and thrive aspects. Stay out of the hive. Well, that goes along with some of these videos. So I got a lot more videos in these areas coming out. So subscribe to my channel if you've not already done so. Bang the bell and hit the update notification, the all on the update notifications. So also, my friends, yeah, if you're not prepping, you better get with it, because 2020 is going to look like a Sunday school picnic compared to this year. Is what it's looking like. And we don't know how long we'll have electric power. We don't know how long things will be available with all the strife going on. So I do advise you, I've got a great offer to help you out. Yes, indeed. You can get these food packets in these buckets. You get 2 buckets for $70 off. You can get also a discount and go to prepwithgreg.com on 1 bucket. So it's got for 4 weeks with 2 buckets, it's 2,000 calories per day. And what you get is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This deal, you'll be a winner, because this is freeze-dried stuff. It's real food. It's not MREs, which I'm be glad for that. You can throw this stuff in your backpack and take it with you if you got a bug out. It's got all kinds of advantages. These buckets themselves are useful. Save the bucket. Don't throw it away. You might need it. Come in handy on a canoe to keep things dry, or to store things, or use as a privy if you have to. If you know what I mean. All right. All that said, we're going to get with it here. As you know, as I said, the FBI put out an alert back a few days ago, and they showed a copy of a flyer claiming that there were going to be all these events. And he said all 50 state capitals and DC. Interesting. Well, I hadn't heard dinkum from anybody anywhere, and really not much in confirmation of these things, except for one, since. I thought that was highly suspicious. I was just wondering, and I still think maybe it's the case that they're trying to lure people in, to bait them to come, just like CNN did back in the Rodney King riots, the LA riots over Rodney King thing, where they took a intersection where nothing was happening, and the helicopters from CNN just kept circling that intersection. There's going to be a riot. There's going to be a riot. There's going to be a riot. Well, shooting, and the LA police backed out. And they just kept on and kept on. And folks started showing up, and they hit a store or two. The next thing you know, the whole place is up in flames. And I always felt like, this happened back in the 90s, and I always felt like CNN cited that one. I really do. I still do. And is this what's happening here? Are they trying to lure people out so they can get us staging an event and take our rights away from us? Is this all just to take more rights, or is something else going on here? Now, it just turns out that there is a group planning to go to Lansing, Michigan, the state capital of Michigan, and have a protest there. Now, this group goes there and protests a lot. They armed, and they're always armed when they go there. Nothing's ever happened so far, and hopefully nothing will happen again. Again, I've read to you many times, many times, and the First Amendment, you have the right to peaceably assemble. Peaceably assemble. And to petition the government from grievances. but it does say peaceable, my friends. And you've got a right to exercise the Second Amendment. Now, you can do them both at the same time as long as you're peaceable. Okay. So, it says the right of the people to peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for redress of grievances. And anybody has that right. It doesn't matter if you're purple or green or or what. If you got trees growing out of the top of your head, if you're a human being and you've got a mind and a heart and a soul, then these things are available to you. So that said, there's the allegations that they won't be peaceable. And the reaction to it is very significant. Like, okay, we had an event on the 6th, so people might have an abundance of caution, but there seems to be more than an abundance of caution. You take DC area, there was talk about something on the order of they said up to 15,000 National Guardsmen showing up. Well, guess now it's over 20,000 National Guardsmen. Many states. There will be, of course, Department of Homeland Security forces there. There will be the Park Police. There will be Capitol Police. There will be all kinds of folks there. Now, let me tell you this. There may be militias going. I don't know. But if there are, bear in mind, militias have a certain degree of training, and all these other forces have a lot of training. You don't want to be caught between them. I wouldn't go around any of these places for anything. It's not worth it. I see it as a trap, and the best you might hope for is to get hurt. And your family needs you. Your loved ones need you. There is no point in going. We still have a lot of room so far to do a lot of things in a peaceable fashion. Okay, I've started this frontier. I keep thinking of my Space Frontier Foundation buddies. I've started the Freedom Restoration Foundation, and we've got about almost 500, I think over 500 followers on Facebook, and we've got people that are emailing us to join our organization outright. We're working on a website. It's not up yet. We got a MeWe page, and we're planning to do things like look for states to have sanctuary zones for the liberties which were granted to us already. You got to remember that the 9th Amendment said everything not granted to you in here is yours anyway, because it was never intended for those to be the sole exclusive freedoms that we would have. But liberty and freedom is the basis of this nation. It's what we're based on. But we do have to get along. We got to respect each other. You don't be yelling fire in the theater, right? So that's just the kind of thing. There's responsibility comes with these freedoms, but there are freedoms. And I would say don't go irresponsible this weekend or next week, and give them any excuse to take our freedoms from us, because they seem to be all too eager to do that. So don't give them any excuse. Don't do that. And don't. Two wrongs never made a right. Don't go there. Don't do these things. I don't advocate that kind of stuff. All that said, I'm going to show you some articles in a minute. But yeah, I just had to reset my computer so that I could share articles. I've done a video on Iran, and I couldn't share Dinkum. Zoom wasn't working right. It's probably because I had all the memory crashed up to start with. I had some issues with it. I think I can share them because I just tested it before I started this video. So we're going to do that. I'm going to show you some other websites so we can have a look at what they're talking about. So we'll start. Well. Right here. I think this is talking about Michigan, because this state events are the ones that's to come up first. And so there is a militia in Michigan. Now, they haven't said they're going to do anything violent, but they says we do not intend to remain silent. Now, to protest, you can speak up and talk, and that's not remaining silent. So that's not a threat of violence. But given everything going on, I can understand the abundance of caution for why people would want to look out. So this again is happening in the state capital of Michigan, Lansing, that I mentioned to you earlier. I have been to Michigan. It's a very interesting state up there, although Detroit was, I've been to Detroit twice and driven across Michigan to Grand Rapids. And back in doing work on the M1 tank line replaceable units, test sets to test them many years ago. So let's see, yeah, it's been a while back. So I went there 10 years apart, my 2 different trips, and big difference in Detroit, even though it's been almost 20 years since I've been there at all. So I mean, I hear it got worse and maybe coming back, but that's another story. So the governor has been urged to activate the Michigan National Guard, and she will only say that they're in discussions with them. State police and Lansing police also are available to her. So guys, don't go there. Don't go to any of these state capitals. Stay away from the state capitals this weekend. Just stay away. If you work in it, if you work in the state capital, you know, most of you don't have to work weekends. Go out of town. Go enjoy yourself somewhere. Get out. Get away. If you're in D.C., if you live in D.C. and work in D.C. and you're not working it on the day of the inauguration or even this weekend, get out. Be gone. Take a vacation day. Just get out. I'm gonna get back. So here's the other thing. Trump had signed that executive order that basically enabled him to provide FEMA assistance for the Capitol. Massive FEMA assistance. That's really curious. Why? What are they expecting to happen? I mean, that just is like something huge. What are they expecting to happen? Are they planning something? Yeah. Do they know something we don't know? Is somebody else going to get involved in this? Take advantage of it? I don't know. But look here, guys. This is the guys going to D.C. So that's the nation's capital right there. That's the Capitol building rendered. And you see that kind of stuff up in there. And that's probably, you know, one of our airports up there. And so House Democrats have been briefed by Capitol Police about potential organized violence planned for the inauguration day. So, yeah, it could get ugly. Let me share another article. That's the Blaze, which, you know, it tends to be a little bit on the conservative side of the spectrum. The Independent. Now, this one says, this is interesting. Facebook see an increase in signals that people are planning violence ahead of inauguration. Social network warrants. Okay, social network has seen a rush in new efforts to organize gatherings across the country. Is that this why we shut down Parler, or why they shut down Parler? Was they claiming that? Some people, I don't never been on Parler, never been on it. Some people say you can't organize on Parler. I don't know, but Facebook is here saying that people are using their platform to organize these things. So shouldn't we shut down Facebook? Shouldn't Facebook be shut down completely like everything else? Why not? That's interesting, right? So I don't know. That's just highly odd, highly interesting. But they're claiming that they're seeing those signals. I don't know. I don't know if it's real or not. Well, we do know that there's that one group in Michigan. There may be some others. Maybe there isn't one for every state capital. I kind of doubt it. But stay out. Don't take the chance. Just stay out of town. Get out of town if you all can. If you got to work, I would say get back and forth real fast. Be in communication with your loved ones. Have your cell phone with you at all times, and let people know where you're at, where you're going, and tell them you're going to report in, and don't forget it. Don't forget to report in. Let your loved ones know where you're at. Say, I'm going to go here, and when I get there, I'm going to call you, and do it. Let them know. Just have a protocol. And if you've got kids out and about, well, get them out. I mean, if you got like older kids that are working, tell them to do the same thing. If you got other loved ones that's in the area, then they got to be in and about. Tell them to call you. Tell them to stay in communications with you so you know where they're at. And also that way, if you're watching TV and you see things going down, you can call them because they're traveling. They may not know. If you got somebody that's a loved person that's traveling in these areas and or maybe just driving through town on the interstate, tell them to keep their cell phone ready and you watch the news. So if there's something going down, you said, don't go down that interstate. You take a detour. It went bad. Go somewhere else. Turn around. Don't go. Don't go. You know, do everything you can to stick together. You know, and here's another thing. Have a rendezvous point. Something else. another story. Have a rendezvous point. Let me stop a share here. Have a rendezvous point that with your family. Oh, this is a big rule of prepping. You should always do this. Is that, hey, you lose power or there's a disaster, it's the fan. You can agree to what the conditions are, but talk with your family, your friends, your Maga group, your tribe members, your neighbors, whoever it is that you want to associate with, co-workers, especially in the workplace. Have rendezvous points that if it happens, you meet here or you meet there, and you do it within a certain amount of time. And know where each other's at in case you have to go rescue somebody. Leave no person behind kind of philosophy. Take care of each other. Take care of each other. Just stay out of these places as much as possible. But if you got to be on, communicate. Be careful. If you hear loud racket, anything that sounds like firecrackers, go the other way. Stay down. Get down. If you find yourself in a hostile situation, remember the best thing to do is to evacuate. Get away as fast as you can. If you're in a room where you're boxed in, put a credenza, desk, chair, some kind of furniture in front of the door, barricade the door. Get down to hide in a closet, under a desk, anywhere you can possibly hide. Have a desk chair or something available if you have to defend yourself that you can use as a means of self-defense. Fire extinguisher. Do not use those things unless it's self-defense, please. You realize a head concussion can be fatal. I mentioned that previously. So don't go there with that unless you just have to defend yourself or somebody that's with you. But, hey, a desk chair might be a means to, somebody got a real high power bang pole. Yeah, it might not help you. But sure beats nothing. So, and finally, hey, if they're right on you and you have to, don't be a sitting duck. Don't let them just take you out. Okay, charge. If you're in an ambush, you only got one option. Two options. You can either be wiped out or charge. You're in a group of people and they're coming around and pulling triggers and you got nowhere to go. Go to them. Charge. Don't be lackadaisical about it. I mean, charge. You be like a linebacker. You're now a projectile. Your momentum will take them down, if nothing else. That's where a chair can come in handy if you have to. Don't just sit there and be a sitting duck. All right, well, we hope these things don't happen. But it's just the kind of thing. But that's the last thing you do. That's the last thing you do. Get out first. Get away. It's the first thing. Hide if you have to. So it's get away or hide, or yeah, that's the last resort. The last resort. Pray you don't go there. All right. So we've covered those things, but just do not go these towns. Stay away from them. If you got to be there, communicate. All right, I'm beating on this. Yeah, but in the military, they tell us, tell people you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. Sometimes repetition is what it needs to get it to sink in. So I apologize for that, but I'm earnest here. Let's don't get anybody hurt. Let's keep people safe. And you got to wonder if they'll even stage something. Will it be a false flag operation? Will they just send somebody in to cause something and then use that to attack our liberties? Well, I hope that's not the case. Some people are alleging that's what's going to happen. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Greg Allison didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth. People are off to do that. Put words in my mouth. Don't go there. I did not say that. Just the only thing I'm telling you to do is stay away. And I'm giving you advice of what you do if you can't stay away. Okay? First thing is run away. If things go down. Stay down. Keep your head down. The higher up you are, the bigger target you are. You don't be the target. Okay? Don't be the target. Best way not to be that is don't be anywhere around. Don't be anywhere around. All right, I beat on this enough. I've said it 6 ways to Sunday. That's no expression we got here. 6 ways to Sunday. My brother used to says that a lot. My oldest brother, he's a preacher, by the way. So, my friends, I wish you the best. I wish you the best of luck. Take care of yourself. Remember, you've got family members. You need to be there for your family members. You're no good, to them without you. They love you. So that's another reason to stay out of this stuff. Stay out of it. There's too much going down, too much out there. Don't be involved. Don't be involved in this at all. Just take care. Take care. If I don't care which side of the spectrum you're on, left or right, don't go. Don't go. All of you stay out of it. Stay home. Stay out of this. You don't want to be part of it. I'm not talking to one side or the other side. I'm talking to everyone. Okay? So, all that said, I wish everybody the best, and thank you for watching.